Most people think not eating for 3 days, like your body will just start shutting down, like something immediately goes wrong. But that is not what happens first. Your body does not panic. It adapts, and it follows a very specific sequence, hour by hour, stage by stage, and each stage changes your body in ways most people never experience. So, what really happens after 72 hours without food? To understand fasting, you need to understand one simple thing. Your body always needs energy. Your brain needs it, your muscles need it, your organs need it. Normally, that energy comes from food. More specifically, it comes from glucose. Glucose is your body's favorite quick fuel. So after you eat, your body uses that first. But when food stops coming in, your body has to adapt. And it adapts in stages. And each stage feels different. Right after a meal, your body is still working with fresh energy. Blood sugar rises. Insulin rises too. Insulin helps move sugar into your cells. This is normal. This is the fed state. At this point, you are not really fasting in any dramatic way. You are still running on what you just ate. But as the hours pass, that begins to change. Blood sugar begins to fall. Insulin begins to drop. And now the body needs another source of energy. That source is glycogen. Glycogen is stored glucose, mostly in the liver and muscles. Think of it as backup fuel, not long-term fuel, just backup. So during the first 8 to 12 hours, your body begins using those stored reserves. That is why early fasting feels different for different people. Some people feel normal. Some feel hungry. Some feel slightly tired. Some feel irritated. That does not mean something is wrong. It means the transition has started. By this point, glycogen stores keep falling. Your body knows it cannot depend on stored sugar forever, so it prepares for something bigger. This is where fat becomes important. As insulin stays low, your body gets better access to stored fat. Fat is not as fast as glucose, but it is a much larger energy reserve, much larger than glycogen. So now the body begins breaking fat down. This releases fatty acids, and in the liver, some of those fatty acids are turned into ketones. Ketones are another fuel, especially for the brain. This matters a lot, because many people think the brain only runs on sugar. That is not true. The brain can also use ketones. And as ketones rise, some people report better focus, cleaner thinking, less mental fog. But not everyone feels good at this stage. Some people feel weak. Some get headaches. Some feel cold. Some feel tired and distracted. That is why fasting feels different for different people. The body is adapting, but adaptation does not always feel comfortable. Now things get more interesting. At this stage, fat burning becomes far more important. Glycogen is getting low, ketones continue to rise, and the body settles into a different rhythm. This is when hunger can become confusing. A lot of people expect hunger to just keep rising, but that is not always what happens. For many people, hunger comes in waves. It rises, then it fades. Then it returns, then it fades again. That surprises people because they think fasting feels like constant suffering, but the body does not work that way. Hormones change, fuel changes, and the sensation of hunger changes too. Some people feel calmer, some feel mentally sharper, some feel more disciplined, some even feel more energetic. Why? Because the body is becoming more efficient at using stored fuel. That does not mean everything is perfect. Hydration can become important. Electrolytes can matter too. Energy can still dip. Mood can still change. But one thing is clear. Your body is now much deeper into fasting than most people ever go. And that leads to one of the most talked about effects of fasting, autophagy. This word gets used a lot online. Sometimes correctly, sometimes not. So let's keep it simple. Autophagy is a cleanup process. Your body breaks down old or damaged parts inside cells. Then it recycles what it can. That is one reason fasting gets so much attention. Because people hear this and think fasting is magic, but that is the wrong way to understand it. Autophagy is not magic. It is not a miracle switch. It is part of the body's response to stress and adaptation. The body is trying to become more efficient. It is trying to manage resources. It is trying to survive. That is what fasting is, a survival state, a controlled energy crisis. And the longer it lasts, the more the body has to adjust. By now, insulin is low. Fat burning is high. Ketones are much higher than before. This is why some people describe the third day as mentally clear. Very calm, almost strange. But again, not everyone feels that way. Some people feel worse. Some feel drained. Some feel lightheaded. Some feel physically weak. That is why you should never romanticize long fasts. They are not automatically good. They are not automatically safe. They are a stress, and stress can help or hurt depending on context. This is the part many videos skip, the risks. Because fasting content online often focuses only on the benefits. But long fasts can absolutely go wrong. If fasting is done badly, you may feel dizzy, weak, nauseous, headachy. You may struggle to concentrate. You may feel very low energy. In some cases, muscle loss can become more of a concern. Electrolyte balance can also become important, especially if someone is not drinking enough fluids or not managing the fast properly. And for some people, fasting is simply not a good idea, especially people with medical conditions, people taking medication, people with blood sugar issues, people with a history of eating disorders, or complete beginners who jump into extremes because they saw a dramatic video online. That is one of the biggest mistakes, treating fasting like a viral challenge. It is not a challenge, it is a tool. So why do so many people still find fasting powerful? Part of the answer is evolutionary. Humans did not evolve eating all day long. For most of history, food was not always available. People lived in cycles. Periods of eating, periods of not eating. The body had to adapt to both. That does not mean extreme fasting is always healthy. It does not mean everyone should do it. But it does explain why the body has these built-in systems. Systems for glycogen use, systems for fat burning, systems for ketone production, systems for energy conservation. The body is not fragile in the way many people think. It can adapt, it can shift, it can survive, and that is part of what makes fasting feel so powerful. So what happens in 72 hours? First, glucose from your last meals is used. Then blood sugar falls. Then glycogen takes over. Then fat breakdown increases. Then ketones rise. Then deeper cleanup processes become more active, but the risks rise too. So fasting is not magic, and it is not automatically dangerous either. It is a biological tool, a powerful one, but only when understood properly. Because after 72 hours without food, your body does not simply shut down. It transforms the way it survives. And that is why fasting fascinates so many people. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and stay healthy, friends.